Today's episode is brought to you by Renewal by Andersen of Central Pennsylvania. Renewal by Andersen offers you a better way to a better window. Go to RBACentralPADeals.com for this month's specials. An ex-PennDOT employee has been arrested in a licensing fraud scheme. In Philadelphia, porch piracy has gotten so bad that more and more people are turning to private mailbox services. There's an annual Eagle Watch this weekend. Finally, is there a mummer in the house? I'm Claudia Dimuro, and you're listening to Today in a PA. A former Lancaster PennDOT employee was arrested this week in a licensing fraud scheme, reports PennLive. 67-year-old Angelo Carrion was working as a driver's license examiner assistant when he would ask people, the majority of whom were immigrants, for up to $350 in exchange for help with knowledge tests, which lead to getting learner's permits and driver's licenses. The department's risk management office had observed how nearly 270 license and identification card transactions passed by Carrion had irregularities, such as incomplete applications in the absence of required documents, causing him to resign in April 2022. He now faces charges including theft by deception and tampering with public records information. A preliminary hearing for the case is scheduled for next week. More and more Philadelphia residents have become the victims of porch pirates, thieves who steal packages from stoops or building lobbies, reports Philly Voice. A congressional hearing into the U.S. Postal Service that happened over the fall found that complaints of such mail theft rose in Philly by roughly 10% over the past 2 years, and that robberies of mail carriers more than tripled nationwide within a 3-year span. So, as a means for ensuring their packages are safe, many Philadelphians are turning to private mailbox services that, similar to P.O. boxes, are private spots where mail can be sent other than the home. Demand has gotten so high for some services that they found themselves completely sold out of space. As far as the USPS goes, the organization's Inspector General is currently auditing Philadelphia's processing and distribution center, plus 3 city offices, for delivery and property conditions. The Tioga County Woodland Owners Association, in conjunction with Step Outdoors and the U.S. Army Corps, is holding its second annual Eagle Watch this Sunday, states NorthCentralPA.com. Led by a local expert, the event, which is free, will give attendees the chance to learn all about the eagle's habitat, life history, and behaviors. Explains president of the association, Ann Alexander, quote, "We hope that anyone who hears about it just shows up with some sense of adventure." The Eagle Watch is scheduled to begin at 9 a.m. at the Tioga Hammond Lakes Recreation at the Connection Channel Overlook in Tioga. Hot drinks and food will be available. A man was saved during the Eagles' New Year's Day game against the Saints thanks to a nurse and a mummer, says PennLive. Dr. Vincent Basile was at the game with his girlfriend after having walked the annual Mummers Parade, still dressed in blue and pink, plus face paint, when a man a few rows behind him began having a medical emergency. Nurse Natalie Spencer, who was at the game with her son, was already helping the man when, quote, "a guy in a pink dress," unquote, ran up to him and began giving him CPR. The man, who ended up being okay, woke up a little dazed before paramedics arrived, and, according to Basile, the first thing he did was, quote, "ask what score the game was." Happy Friday, everyone. To stay up to date over the weekend, pay a visit to PennLive.com. And should you find the time, please be sure to give this podcast a rating. Thanks ahead of time, and of course, thanks for sticking with us. I'm Claudia Dimuro, and I'll see you next week for more Today in a PA. Today's episode is brought to you by Renewal by Andersen of Central Pennsylvania. Renewal by Andersen offers you a better way to a better window. Go to RBACentralPADeals.com for this month's specials.